Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be here after a year, at least a year that I wasn't here. Baruch Hashem.
More than that.
Huh? More than that? 2 years? What? How long? 2 years? No, it's not 5 years. For you, it's 5 years. But I was here. Anyway, so today, Baruch Hashem.
Please, everybody,
Yeah, please put all the phones, cell phones off, vibrates, whatever. We are now, Baruch Hashem, less than 3 weeks before Rosh Hashanah, 3 weeks before Rosh Hashanah. It's a wake-up call for all of us, this lecture in the next hour and 10 minutes. It's for us to wake up. We will talk about 2 subjects. First subject, I start with Lashon Hara, and then the second one, we'll talk a little bit about Shalom Bayit. Both of them is necessary for not only the month of Elul, for every minute of our life, but especially now, 3 weeks before the Judgment Day. One of the most common sins that people do in the world is gossip, Lashon Hara. Most of the people in the world, they are not aware of the distractions that comes out of their Lashon Hara. If they would, most likely almost no one would speak Lashon Hara. Only in some cases people would dare to speak Lashon Hara against someone they really, really hate, and they want to see him dead, then they will speak Lashon Hara about him. But most of us, when we speak Lashon Hara about someone, we don't really wish them to die. We don't want them to lose money. We don't want them to suffer. We don't want them to go to jail. We don't want them to lose their business. We don't want their family to be broken. We don't want to see them sitting and crying and being depressed for weeks and for months. We don't want it. But we are doing it to them. But we are not paying attention that we are doing it to them. Why? Because most of the people in the world are ignorant. They don't learn Torah, they don't learn Halakha, they don't learn Musar, they don't learn the consequences. They don't learn about it. As results of that, because they don't learn all of that, their hand on the gun is very, very easy to shoot. When a person knows what a gun can do, when I was in the army, they give you guns in the beginning. Later on, something else, but in the beginning. So they give you rules. One of the rules, you don't leave bullets inside. And before, you never point it at people. And you make sure before you take it out, you have to check, you have to shoot in the air in case there's a bullet hiding somewhere. There's all kinds of arrangements that you have to do to make sure that, God forbid, you won't shoot someone by mistake. What is the chance? The chance that you forgot a bullet, the chance that you will aim to someone, the chance that you're gonna all of a sudden press the gun and shoot, pointing to someone, and then you also forgot a bullet. It's 1 to a billion, to a million. But it happens all the time. There's not one year you don't hear somebody shot his friend in the army. There's not one year. It happens in the end. So if people know about guns, they're very, very careful. They check 10 times, they make sure never to leave it around kids, to hide it, to lock it in a safe. Same thing with Lashon Hara. If people could only see one time in their life how devastated it can be, and how far it travels, and what kind of damage it causes a person, they would go crazy. They would say, I really never meant to all of that to happen. I wish I can go back and fix it. Add on top of it, that now a person would understand that he has to pay for all the damage he made. Even without a payment, even if there was really no payment, no punishment. Just the fact that we see what we did to our in-laws, to the neighbor, even to his own son, to his brother, to his brother's wife, sometimes to his parents, sometimes to a partner. People that after all, they did a lot of good to us, but once in a while they get on our nerve. So we say one thing against them, or two or five to someone, and he said to someone, and he said to someone, and then it's affecting someone that wanted to make an investment with them, and because of that they lose money, and later on they go bankrupt, and the children is dropped out of yeshiva, and the entire family is broken, and a person is not even aware that he is the cause. And then one day he dies, and he comes in front of Hashem, and he thinks, I'm the super Mr. religious man or woman. I'm religious, Shomer Shabbat, modesty, kosher, checking the letters with magnifying glass 15 times before I eat a piece. I'm very religious. And as soon as he comes to the court of heaven, everything is blinking. A murderer came. Murderer, murderer, murderer. Murderer, me? I couldn't kill a bug. What murderer? Yes, you're a murderer. Let's see how many people you murder. And this is when it comes from word to mouth. We're not even talking about the internet yet. That's, you spoke one bad thing about your friend. What happens if you write it in the internet? You're done. That's it. How are you going to fix it? There's no way to fix it. Technically, if they would write today Shulchan Aruch, today, in a generation of the internet, I have no doubt in my mind that one of the provision in Shulchan Aruch, this is what Rabbi Yosef Karo would have written. He would write, someone that published Lashon Hara in the internet has no share to the world to come, and there is no way to do tshuva for it. It's done for eternity. That's what he would say, because that's the truth. Now, let's think with this kind of statement, how we're coming out of it. If we ever did such thing, we wrote about someone, we made a comment. The trickiest thing is the comments on the news. They publish something on the news, even local news, Queens News, Brooklyn News, all these websites that allow comments, they call themselves from. They are mass murder machines. Mass murder. You have no idea how many people they murder, these kind of people. And they have the nerve to call themselves Haredi website, religious website. Every one of the people that advertise by them is a partner to the crimes. People don't know it. Person wants to put an advertisement about in one of those websites that call themselves religious. So they tell you, you pay $1,000 a month, we put an ad, everyone see your banner, your ad, and you want to get publicity for your business. Yes, you may get business. You may get business. Maybe they will send you some people. After all, they have traffic over there. But by you giving them money and keeping them in business, you actually provide them the gasoline to drive and to go and to murder people. You become their partner. Who told you you're allowed to put advertisements over there? One of them once in Israel asked me if they can put my Divrei Torah in one of their websites. I told them no. So why? Your lectures is everywhere. Wow, what's the problem? I said no, but not by you. I don't want Nazis to publish my lectures. You are Nazis, you're nothing better than them. You're murdering Jews every day because of raiding. For money and publicity, you're murdering people. I don't want my lectures in your page. What do? From then on, they hate me, so they publish everything against me now. That's how it goes. You're either with us or against us. You're against us, we'll destroy you. That's how it goes. But they have two faces. You know, like the FBI, they have the good cop and the bad cop. That's how they work. The reporter, he comes to you and say, listen, how about I'm going to do PR for you? I'm going to make sure I put you everywhere, in this website, in this TV channel, in here and there. You're going to pay me X amount of money every month. I'll be on your payroll. And I'm going to make sure I publish your lectures everywhere. They try 2-3 weeks, in a sweet way. Okay, listen, you know what? It's not 6,000 a month, 4,000. Okay, you know what? First 2 months, try it for 2,000. You see how it works for you. I'm going to put you over here. I already have a plan. There's not going to be one person in the world who doesn't know and read about you every week. The Then if you refuse, then they have a second plan. They're going to start putting pressure on you. We're about to publish this against you. What's your comment? You didn't let us do your PR. Now we're going to find every dirt we can find to destroy you. That's how they work. You want to put commercials and advertisement by these murderers? Who wants to do such thing? People who are ignorant, they don't think about the consequences. They want business, instead of putting it in a kosher website that has nice traffic and divrei Torah, like Torah Anytime, for instance. Everything kosher there. You pay, I don't know if they charge or not, but if they charge you for an advertisement and you get some customers, at least it comes in a kosher way. It didn't come from murderers. It came from righteous people who wants to spread Torah. Even if less customers come, better customers come from a kosher way than come from people that murder their nation for publicity. You understand? And all these reporters, all of them, almost with no exception, I cannot say with no exception to the rule because I don't know all the reporters in the world, but all the reporters that I do know, they are all murderers. All of them. I don't know all of them, so maybe there are righteous ones out there, I don't know. But the ones I know, they're all murderers, and they're going to be punished just like murderers. But they don't murder one person. They murder thousands every year. They write against this, and they write against organizations, and they write against rabbis, and they make up lies, and they make it bigger and bigger. And this is how a person not only loses olam haba, he will suffer for billions of years. What do you think, it's a joke by Hashem? Every person who read the gossip that they spread about Jews and made a comment or say it to somebody else, every one of those people, they have to pay for. You ruin his reputation by this guy and by this guy and by this girl and by this woman. You ruin this person's reputation. Let's say it's a doctor and you publish an article against him. And usually in the articles they don't check all the details. They don't know everything. They know one or two details. They jump to conclusion and they're right. They don't care about the consequences. They don't care that they can destroy someone that put 30 years of his life into it and went to medical school and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars and he helped so many people. They don't care about all that. They only care that they found something negative now and they're about to destroy him because they're going to have 10,000 views. You understand? That's all their mind works for the views. Views brings money. Another few $1,000s. So because of that, they're going to murder that person. How exactly they're going to fix the damage? You tell me. After 30 years of his job went to the garbage in 1 month. Nobody wants to use him anymore. Everyone is afraid of him. They described him as a monster. There are consequences. He could have saved life of another 50 people in the next 20 years. Those people died. Somebody has to pay for them. Who's going to be judged that they died? This reporter. He murdered them, not the doctor. The doctor had to close his office. Somebody caused that. The reporter, he's going to be judged for 50 murder cases. Why? 50 people died because this doctor could not save them. Why? Because they put him out of business. That's how it works by Hashem. And it's not only these reporters. I'm using them as an example because they kill more people than anybody else. But every one of us can fall into this category. It's enough you write something or you speak in public against someone that, the information you give, it's against the Torah and Halakha, and you're done. Now you're going to save it now. One person came to the Chafetz Chaim. He said, I want to fix my Lashon Hara. So he said to him, come with me. He took a pillow. He took him to the top of the building. He started to bang the pillow. All the feathers started to fly all over, everywhere. Once the feathers were all over, the Chafetz Chaim told him, now you have to collect all of it. Collect it into the pillow and you fix the Lashon Hara. So, Rabbi, it's impossible. He said, Chazak u'baruch. It's impossible to fix Lashon Hara. So you be smart, don't do it. When we say the word impossible, I have to clarify at least what I'm talking about. If a person murdered another person, he took a gun and shot him and he died. It's a fact. This person won't come back to life. There's no way to fix it, right? If the murderer will do tshuva tomorrow, will it bring back the person that died to life? Would it come for his children that the murderer did tshuva? Does it help the widow? Does it help the parents? Does it help all the family? No. There are many miserable people that are going to suffer for the rest of their life for his crime. But he actually did tshuva. And it's very possible that at the time of his death, he won't even be judged for this murder. If he went to yeshiva and learned 30 years and became a big rabbi and he teach Torah, obviously he's not going to murder anymore. On my way here, someone from Israel spoke to me on the phone, and they told me that in Israel there are few families of crime. Few families. Few. And they all murder, and they sell drugs, and they collect protection. They do a lot of bad things, these families. Very, very bad. And they murder each other. Every week or two you hear a bomb in this car, gunshot over here, a bullet over there, a missile over there, all kinds of things. They kill each other. They all fight about who's going to control the market. One of them, all of a sudden, became Baal Tshuva. Tzitzit, kippah, he goes to pray nets. He used to walk with many, many bodyguards around him, because he's one of the head of the mafias. Few times they try to kill him. Few times he got saved. All of a sudden this murderer became a Baal Tshuva. He comes to learn, he comes to daven, slichot, he comes to big rabbis. Now he comes without bodyguards. So this person that was talking to me on the phone, he asked him, "You're not afraid? What, do you think just because you put kippah and tzitzit, these murderers would leave you alone? They still have a revenge plan for you." So what did he answer? Before I was religious, I didn't have Hashem. So it was all about me. I have to have bodyguards and all the time to check my car before I started, check underneath, check before I come into the building, check before I go to the street, check before I come out of the parking lot, before I go into an office they have to go and check if no one is waiting over there. What miserable life these people have. Just because they make millions, they live like cowards, like a mouse. The cats are all over. What kind of life is going to have? Now when I trust Hashem, I come without bodyguards. First of all, it's very foolish. Why? Who is he? Avraham Avinu? Just because he stopped killing people? Still not Avraham Avinu. If Avraham Avinu you can trust, you can go with sand and win the war. Avraham throw the sand, it becomes arrows, bullets. But somebody like that just became religious. What does he think? He's going to walk on the street of Tel Aviv. It's just a matter of time until somebody is going to come and kill him. It doesn't impress them, the yarmulke and the tzitzit. It's all about revenge. But one way or the other, we have to know one thing. There are certain things, even if you can do tshuva, even if Hashem will forgive you in the end, the damage that you did is unbelievable. And in Olam HaEmet, in a world of truth, and again, even if Hashem say we cannot trial you for this crime, because you made tshuva, but when you see the consequences of your actions in Olam HaEmet, in a world of truth, I promise you that's going to be the biggest suffering. Because over there, you don't need to be punished to know that you're wrong. The shame that you stand in front of the Beit Din Shel Mala, the court of heaven, and they show you how many lives you destroyed with your Lashon Hara. And we're not going to do anything to you now, because you became a very big tzaddik. You didn't know, you were a fool, you grew up secular, nobody ever taught you what Lashon Hara is. Okay, we understand all of that. And plus you became a very big tzaddik, and plus you sent letters of apologies to all these people, and they answer you back that they forgive you. But their life is still destroyed. You come to Olam HaEmet, you stand over there, everything becomes clear. If you spoke against Moshe, from that moment on, you don't know anything what happened to him. You spoke about him somewhere in a restaurant, and you left. That's it. You don't know what happened. But when you die, you will see what happened. And I promise you, it's going to be the biggest embarrassment. You see what people say after you left, and what this guy add to the story, and this one add to the story, and they decided not to invest by him, and then what happened to his children, and what happened to his wife, and he got divorced, and he ended up here, and he ended up leaving the country because he couldn't pay his bills. You don't see that right now. Over there, it's all going to be clear. You're going to see everything. You have no idea how much damage Lashon Hara caused to people in this generation. When the internet was invented, what they write against people, how they destroy the life of the people. In Israel and in America, there is very, very foolish rules. The politicians that made the rules, many of them, they came to the world without a brain. Something went wrong. But if they came to the world with a brain, somehow they don't use that brain. One way or the other. They either don't have a brain or they have, but they don't use it. Why? What kind of a fool will agree that in a government that is a part of that government, there will be such a stupid law that a person is a suspect of a crime? No one has any evidence against him yet. He's just a suspect because someone called and complained about him. Nobody knows. Maybe it's a lie. Maybe it's a competitor that made up a story. This could be so many things. It could be his twin brother. It can be with someone else, someone that looks like him. It can be so many things. Someone that is only a suspect, they will murder him on the newspapers and in the internet for weeks, for months. That by the time he comes to the judge in a secular court, the judge already read hundreds of articles against him in the media. And all the comments, and what people say about him, and what the neighbors say about him, and what his ex-wife wrote about him, and now the judge comes with such a brainwash into the trial, he cannot ever see this guy not guilty. He can never see it, because for 6 months in Israel, every day on the news, rapist, 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 monster, he did this to me, he did that to me also. That's what the judge heard. Now, how is the judge going to see him not guilty? The judge will not be able to see an objective trial here. But not only that, even if this judge is a very fair judge, and he will completely forget what he read, he won't be brave to let him go. Because he knows the majority of the people in Israel or in America hates this guy. They criticize him in the internet non-stop. So it doesn't matter if he's guilty or not. They already made up their mind. This guy is a monster. If I am the judge, would let him go because I know he's innocent, I will be destroyed. I will be the monster. Everyone, whatever they do to him, they'll do to me double. I'll finish my career. I can never go to the Supreme Court. They're going to fire me. Nobody would like me anymore, right? So there's no one way or the other. This person was already judged before any evidence was presented. This is the court system here in America and in Israel. You understand? And sometimes, if the police already found out that there's really not the right guy, the newspaper, in the best case scenario, thank you, will publish a little article in the side. The person by name such and such was released from custody. There was no evidence found. Nobody reads it. In a corner, a little bit, little box. The article was on the front page for 6 months, every day. That he was found, there was no evidence to submit any case against him, a little article on the side. This is what Lashon Hara is. To begin with, they come to murder the person. They really care what he say, what he doesn't say. That's something that the last thing a person wants is to fall into that mistake. So now you have to learn. Everybody that listens to me now and would listen tomorrow and next week and next year to this lecture has to do one thing. I accept on myself never to speak negative against anyone whatsoever. Even people that you're allowed to speak Lashon Hara against them according to the Torah, better not to start. Because you get used to it. And then you begin to speak about your own brothers and sisters. Rabbi is not Jewish. He's an Arab Hamasnik, terrorist. Yes, you're right. You're allowed to speak Lashon Hara about his murderer, yes. But you see, you begin to talk about them every day. Next thing you begin to talk about this one and this one and this one until you finish. That's how it goes. This is how it goes. Now what's the cause of Lashon Hara? Jealousy. Jealousy, usually it's jealousy. Someone is successful, so they kill themselves. There is a singer in Israel. Is supposedly one of the best singers in Israel. Israeli singer. So about a few months ago, he had a case. The police suspected him for doing something wrong. It was all over the media. They butchered him. Now, in the end, the police did not find enough evidence to prosecute him. And the police in Israel, if they submit a case, 98% the person gets convicted. Even by plea bargain deal. But he gets convicted. Only 2% of the people in Israel that go to court comes out innocent. Why? Because even if they're innocent, they will make sure they get guilty. They don't care about justice. They just want to convict them for their rating. We don't just submit a case. We submit a case, is guilty. So what do they do to innocent people? Instead of 20 years in prison, we'll put you 4. Sign here, agree, and we'll let you keep your license. They give him few candies, but I'm innocent. Okay, go to the trial, see what's going to happen to you. And he knows he has no chance. The lawyer said to him, listen, they close you from all over. In court, you'll be guilty. Nobody cares. So you better sign, sit 4 years, pay $100,000 fine. Like this, you have life. Or you take a risk never to see your children ever again. You know how many thousands of innocent people sit in jail because of this? For all this pressure, plea. Why? We'll do it 1, 2, 3, no trial. He signs, he goes to jail. That's what's going on. This is it. This is what's happening. So we all have to understand that this is something we have to constantly remind ourselves. I don't want to get into that problem. You begin with that, you're done. You begin with that, there's no way to fix it. That's it, once you're in it. So this singer in Israel, what happened with him? Now, after the police said that they couldn't find enough evidence to prosecute him, they made a lot of noise. In the end, they didn't have enough thing to submit a case. So they dropped the case. So he got back slowly to his shows. In the meantime, this is a person who makes $50,000 a night in a concert. In the meantime, 2-3 months he could not perform. So he already lost many millions of dollars. Plus all the money that he lost, half of the country now became his enemies. Now, when he publishes a song, they're all the best songs you can think of. It's unbelievable music he makes. Half of the people put the thumb down. The music is great. They don't care about the music. They wanna put him down. So why is it? Because the culture that we live in, people are so jealous when they see somebody successful. Someone that is talented in something and make millions, it kills them. So they will do everything they can to put him down as much as possible. Why? I don't want to stay the loser I am. Let me also bring him down. It bothers the people. This person is a loser, sitting in home, doing nothing with his life, doesn't have a job, no education, no nothing. He sees someone very successful, automatically he has to criticize him. Not because he knows the details. How do you know if he's guilty, not guilty? How do you know? Why you always write negative? You cannot stand the fact that somebody else is successful and you are not. And not only that, even successful people, they're jealous with other successful people, so they also have to put them down. Why are you not giving some compliments? Why? What's the problem giving a compliments to someone else? So what? What do you think? He's going to be better than you? He's going to have better reputation than you? What does Hashem like? That you're going to put him down because you want to bring yourself up? Most of this Lashon Hara comes from jealousy. And jealousy comes from, what's the source of jealousy? No faith in Hashem, no emunah. I'm poor. That's what Hashem wants. Why he has to suffer? Because I suffer. I have to bring him down with me also. I don't have children. Why does it bother you that this person now have children? I'm not married. There are people in yeshivot, when they find out that one of the friends got engaged, they want to die. Instead of being really happy. Wow, mazal tov Moshe, ishtabach shemo, I'm so happy your suffering is over. He's going to the room and cries. I had a guy, he came to me to confess. He said, I cannot go to weddings. You have no idea how much I suffer. I said, why? He said, I have to go because then people would know. Why you suffer? Another guy in the yeshiva got married. Another one, and I'm still not married. So instead of being happy that other Jews are not suffering and he's the only one that suffered, but at least one of his brothers came out of the suffering. Or in a hospital, there's a cancer department. 100 people are dying. One of them made it. Finally got clean. The 99 there should be very happy. Why are they upset that he got saved? They should be very happy. One more person, Baruch Hashem, got saved. But no, they sit and cry. And that's why they die. Maybe they should also come out. But Hashem see that they're upset that somebody else got saved. You don't deserve to live. Stay here. You understand what's happening? The same thing in business. How many times a person wished for the destruction of his competitor, and Hashem say, by me it's all measure for measure. You want to bury him, I'll bury you. You want him to succeed, I'll make you succeed first. How many times in life we prayed for someone else to go down, and what happened in the end? Same thing we wish them came right away to us. Right away. Why? Measure for measure. Midah keneged midah. This is how Hashem goes. Midah keneged midah. You laugh at someone, same thing will happen to you. I once told a story, I don't know if some of you heard it. When I was a kid, my parents had friends and they had a son. And that son, his fun was to go make fun at other people. There are people like this. They get their pleasure by laughing at other people. Make a joke out of them. So what happened? One time we were in a wedding and he found another clown. What happened with two clowns sits in a wedding in the same table and drink whiskey? Now they go on a hunt. They're looking for somebody to laugh at. So they both went to laugh at, to find somebody funny that they can laugh at. Maybe too fat, maybe too skinny, maybe too tall, maybe too short, I don't know, maybe ugly. They find someone to laugh at. So, they didn't have so much success. I guess the guests in the wedding, they were not so funny after all. So they say, let's split. I'll go left, you go right. So the young one, he goes to one side, and he looks around, and he found someone. So he came to the other guy, you have to come, you never saw in your life such a thing. What? Ugly, scar, this head is crooked, belly, he's describing him like a real monster. He said to him, where? Come with me. They run, here. He looks at him, you fool, it's my father. That's really happened. Now what would you think? After something like this, the clown, the son of the person, he would get the message, no? Why Hashem did this to me? To show me the pain that other people may feel for my action. Do you think he ever stopped? No, he didn't stop. So a few more years went back. Hashem took away his home, took away his business now. Every time I go to Israel, I find another punch that Hashem gave him. Left him in depression. Now he's not only he's not laughing at people, he cannot laugh at anything now. Because his face is like ice. Why? This is the end of all the losers and the clowns and the wicked people who likes to enjoy by burying other people. That's it. You think you're a hero? We wait 10, 20 years and you see the price. That's why, first of all, 3 weeks before the judgment day, everyone who spoke Lashon Hara about someone, approach him. I know it's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Hey, Moshe, I have something to confess about. What is it? I spoke about you this and this and that. Huh? You say this? How could you say such a thing? I don't know, I'm a fool, I was jealous with you, I don't know why. I definitely don't think that that's the case. I came to apologize. Usually the people will forgive. They get angry maybe a day or two. And you got away with that. It came out of your file. And if they don't forgive, you have not a big problem, not a huge problem, a super huge problem. Super huge problem. Why? Because this person is not forgiving you. It's a big problem because it travels around. Sometimes people will tell you, I will forgive you on one condition. Compensate me for the damage you caused me. Because of you, this has happened and this has happened. I was supposed to get married. You went and spread lies about me. I lost my shidduch. You want me to forgive you? You have to find me a shidduch. By the day you find me shidduch, I'll forgive you for the old shidduch I lost. Now he has to become a shadchan. He has no choice. Because otherwise this person will never forgive him. What is the worst thing that a person can do when it comes to Lashon Hara? Speak against a Talmid Chacham. Someone that knows a lot of Torah. Someone that knows Torah, teach Torah, give lectures, Rabbi of a shul, all these people that knows Torah. Speaking against them makes it 1,000 times worse. But not only that, if you speak against them in the internet, in the media, that's a very, very big problem. Why? Because even if you spoke only to one person, 2 people in shul, one say to his friend that he doesn't like the rabbi because he's like this and he's like this and he's like that. That's it, between 2 people. Already he has to come to him before Rosh Hashanah. How many times he has to come to ask him for apology to make sure he forgive him? More than 1,000 times. For a regular person, 3 times it's enough. Reuven, forgive me. No. Next day. Reuven, forgive me. No. Next week. Reuven, forgive me. No. 3 times, done. Don't have to come again. But if Reuven is a big Rav, even a small Rav, he knows Torah, he teach Torah to a group of people. If you spoke against him, you have to come even 1,000 times. If he keeps saying no, you still have to come. That's the difference. That's the law. That's the halakha in Shulchan Aruch. I'm not making up assumption here. This is the law. Afilu 1,000 pam. Look by the Rambam. Even 1,000 times you have to come until he forgive you. Beg, cry, donate, give him money, buy him gifts, until he say the word, I forgive you 100%. And what happens if you speak about a rabbi that died? How are you going to find him how are you going to ask him for mechila? Where are you going to go to his grave? You have to bring 10 people to the grave to ask him for mechila. Bottom line, I'm sure everyone here is clever enough to understand that with Lashon Hara, it does not pay to make even one mistake. Yes?
How can he have the authority to actually forgive? Because if he stands for Torah and someone is making fun of him, maybe he doesn't have the ability to even forgive.
Very good question. You're right. If somebody insults the Torah part of that Talmid Chacham, it's a problem. A person has a problem with Hashem. He still has the authority to forgive. But you're right, there's a problem. If a person speaks against the Torah of this Talmid Chacham, it's also a direct attack against Hashem. One way or the other, when you mess with the Talmid Chacham, it's a direct attack against Hashem. It's like speaking directly against Hashem. Because the Torah say, Le'ahava et Hashem Elokecha u'le'ir'a oto, and the Gemara say, ולדבקה בו, I'm sorry, ליראה את השם אלוקיך ולדבקה בו, you have to stick to Hashem. So the Gemara says, how do you stick to Hashem? It's fire. You're going to get burned. How can you stick to Hashem? The Gemara say you cannot stick to Hashem. You have to stick to the Talmidei Chachamim, the ones who teach the Torah of Hashem. If you stick to them, you help them, you give them money, you give them food, place to live, you take care of their needs, all these things, then it's count like you stuck to Hashem, which is very good for you. So if you attack them, it's like you attack Hashem, very simple. If you help them, you stick to Hashem. If you go against them, you go against Hashem, very simple. You don't need to be a genius to understand this. Yes? Wow. Yes?
Is it less severe if, for example, a spouse talks Lashon between themselves and they keep it between themselves?
It's not as bad when a husband and wife talks, but it's also a sin. But sometimes a wife, she needs a psychologist to let go the anger. That part, the husband, letoelet, he can become her psychologist. Better she spill it to him than spill it to the streets. You understand? Because if you don't let her spill it out, next thing it's going to be in the media. Everyone knows, you know. But it's good that a person doesn't need to bury others to satisfy himself. You can pretend that you listen to and do something else in your mind. You go like this, and think about the Gemara, think about this. Really. That's it. It comes out. Because it says, De'aga belevi she'asichena le'acher. Someone has a problem in his heart, by telling to someone else, half of the problem is already over. Before he even answer you. Half of the problem is over. Why it's over? Because it came out of the heart. If it came out of the heart, then the pain that a person had is not as severe. I have a lot more things to say about Lashon Hara, but time is running out. So the first half of the lecture is finished. Now the second half is about marriage. Everybody knows that marriage in today's generation is in the lowest level it's ever been in the history of the world. Everybody knows it. You don't need to be religious to know it. Secular people know it. Christian people know it. Muslim people know it. Jewish people knows it. Religious people also know it. In my opinion, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You also don't need to criticize me for that. You either agree or disagree. One way or the other, be quiet. So, yes. So what's my opinion? In my opinion, this generation, the last 20 years, it's the first time in history that it's not so clear anymore what's better to be, married or single. Until 30 years ago, 50, 70 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, it was obvious to everyone. Better to be married than to be single. Why? It's not convenient, not comfortable. It's very lonely to be single, not to be married, not to have children, not to have a family. There's a lot of things that a single person is missing. In today's generation, according to what we see in the statistic out there, the divorce rate, the disrespect in the marriages, issues in the marriages, all kinds of problems that married people has, and the difficulty of raising children, it's not so clear anymore what's better to be. Of course, we have an obligation to get married. Don't get me wrong. This is what Hashem say to do, and that's what we have to do. It's the first mitzvah in the Torah, pruvu. I'm just talking for someone who tried to get married and didn't get married. And someone that is married. Can the person that is married say that for sure it's better to be married than single? Not anymore. Why? Because today the way people behave in a marriage is usually so bad that it's definitely better for both of them if they stay single. No question about it. Abuse, violence, disrespect, police every other week, fighting with the in-laws, money issues, separate bank accounts, cheating, putting down, horrible disaster inside the house. Every second in that marriage huge crimes against Hashem. Huge. Of course better for them to be single, or at least divorced. What's the question? Better to be in the same house and kill each other every day? No, Rabbi, we stay together for the kids. Stay together for the kids, miserable kids. It will be a million times better for them you separate. What good is for the kids to see the father abuse the mother every day? Or the mother abuse the father? Is it good? It's not good. If kids have to see the father hits the mother every day, what would be better for them? To live with them together, or that the father leaves the house and the mother won't have anyone to break her bones? What's better? You have to be a fool to try to make Shalom Bayit to a couple like this. Shalom Bayit until she get murdered. You're laughing. You know how many women like this you have around here? That it comes to violence. Rabbi drinks a little bit, and after that the problem begins. Drinking. Rabbi, I drink only on Shabbat. Well, once a week you murder her. You come and you take your anger on someone. It could be the kid, it can be the wife. People that don't know how to drink, not allowed to touch alcohol. People that get drunk, when they drink, they're not allowed to touch it even one sip. Because it's obvious that soon it's going to be out of control. Some people can drink a whole bottle and they don't get drunk. They drink little by little, they're in control. They get into a little good mood, and that's it. They're not ever going like this and talking nonsense and vomiting, and you find them on the street laying there on a bench, or they go into the hospital with the alcohol poisoning. Some people, they know how to do it. If they know how to do it and they never get drunk, no. I cannot convict them with something they're not really guilty of, if they never ever cause any harm. But someone that every week, as soon as they bring the vodka or the arak or the whiskey, either in a wedding or either it's in a shul, he always be the first one to stand on a chair like this and embarrass his wife and murder her in a public. This is a very big criminal. What happened if a drunk person murder a person while he was totally under the influence of alcohol? He doesn't even remember. It could have been his brother. In a little stupid fight, he took a knife and killed him. 8 hours later, when he woke up, they told him, you know what you did? What did I do? I don't even remember my name. You just killed your own brother. What's the punishment according to the Torah? Huh? Death penalty. Why? He didn't want to kill his brother. Everybody knows it, right? There was no intention to kill his brother. He was just drunk. What do you want? Death penalty. Drunk or not drunk, sober, death penalty. Why? You put yourself into a situation that you will be out of control. Everything that you're going to do from then on, you're guilty. You're not allowed to lose control. So for the first time in history, unfortunately, many of the marriages end very quickly. And many of them are really not good, not working. Something has to be done to fix the situation. But as long as it wasn't done, we cannot really say anymore that it's better to be in a family the way the families look today. Anyone who denies it, they don't know the reality. I know it. I do it 22 years. I speak to people. They all come after the lecture, one after the other. Same issues almost in every home. Same issues. Disrespect, cursing, violence, OCD issues, drugs issues, alcohol issues, violence, all kinds of problems. And I'm not talking about now other problems that we have, such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTubes, all kinds of texts, texting, messengers, which is like putting a steak in front of a person who did not eat for a week and ask him, be careful not to eat. That's really what it is. Rabbi, my husband is in Facebook, but he's a very good person. He's honest, he's modest, he watches his eyes. You know what I heard? Someone told me he was in Israel now, and he went to a place of what I call datilonim. Datilonim. somewhere in the center of Israel, a neighborhood. People have those yarmulke size of a quarter. They hide it inside the curls, jeans, sandals, this kind of people. And he said that after Shabbat, they finish the davening. Guess what they're doing? I give you one guess. They finish the shul, they eat the chulent, everyone is happy. Now they're going to have Oneg Shabbat. Where Oneg Shabbat means Shabbos pleasure. Where are they going to? Who knows? To a mixed swimming pool in the neighborhood. Men and women with bathing suit, all in the water, less than an hour after they read in the Torah. So I say to him, are you normal? I said to the guy that tells me the story. So he said, I asked one of them, and the guy that told me the story is very, very, very modern. Meaning, lots of the things that for us it's clear that is not allowed, for him it's allowed. Even he felt that they already went too far. This modern guy. So as results of that, he asked one of them, tell me, is it normal what you do, what you're doing? Guess what he answered him? Guess what he answered? The water, it's chatzitza. They make up their own rules, these clowns, wicked clowns. The water is chatzitza. How do you say chatzitza? Separation? Chatzitza. I say to him, what chatzitza? They're all naked, they come out of the water, inside the water. He said, I asked them that. He said, we don't get excited from it anymore. Our life is such a Sodom and Gomorrah. We're not even excited to see women walk like this with bathing suits in front of us. It's not anymore anything new. We eat it every day. Big deal, so we see it on Shabbat. What, if it wouldn't be there, it would be somewhere else. We dress like this, we behave like this, we go to the pool, no embarrassment. I wonder why they waste time to come to the shul bichlal. Go right away to the beach, to the pool. When you come to the shul, make yourself look like a clown. And an hour later, go to the mixed pool. Yahareg velo ya'avor, it's to go to a mixed beach or a mixed pool. You know what yahareg velo ya'avor? אביזרי הוא דגילוי עריות זה ממש גילוי עריות, it's not a joke. Person is not allowed to walk behind a woman in the street even if this woman is his wife and she dressed like a Rebbitzen. It's not tzanua. But Rebbitzen, she dressed mamash, very wide skirt, cover, everything, kisui rosh. She walks in the street, he was talking to someone, he walks behind her. That's already violation of the rule. Now go to a stranger woman that she comes with a bathing suit and he goes into the pool in front of her. Rabbi, it's for the kids. They put the kids together in a pool. 12 years old girl, 10 years old girls. They bring them like this, and the boys, and then they wonder why later on there will be such criminals against the Torah. Because you raise them like this, against the rules of God, and then you wonder, why I have so many problems with my children? You fed them poison 8 years straight from morning to night, you wonder why? Put them in public school, you wonder why? You made them eat non-kosher meat, you wonder why? They drank yain nesech every day, you ask why? You put them in places that they can get drugs and this non-stop. They drive fancy cars, they go to the clubs of Manhattan, they destroy themselves. Then you come to the rabbi to ask why your boy is like this or why the girl is like this. These people are living in a different planet. They do all the mistakes that it's possible and then they come to the rabbi. You know, today there's a new fashion. New fashion. The husband destroys his wife. Then he calls the rabbi to complain about her, what a monster she is. Then the rabbi says, okay, bring her over that we can see how we can make Shalom Bayit. And when the wife opens up her mouth, all the truth comes out. So rabbi right away see who the real monster is. So the rabbi is trying to find a solution. Would you move here? Would you do this? Would you do this? To find a way, maybe they can agree on something. And in the end, after the meeting didn't go well, the guy said to the rabbi, how could you have done such a thing? What exactly? Why did you say I should move here? Why you should say I should move there? Meaning, he has now who to blame. After 10 years, he murdered his wife. Now, finally, somebody tried to help his marriage. He found who to blame. Now you give me a reason why rabbi should even be mixed with things like this. Why they should waste their time sitting with couples trying to help their marriage? In the end, they don't listen anyway. They do whatever they want anyway. And in the end, when it's not working, he ruined our marriage. That's how it goes. Now it's a new style now. It's very easy to blame someone. You know why I'm divorced? Because of this guy. Your hero. You divorced because you're a monster rasha. That's why. Say the truth. Don't throw your evilness on someone else. Same thing in a secular court. You know why I'm in jail? Because of this judge. The judge maybe is wicked, but you brought it to yourself. Nobody takes responsibility. So what's the right way to be happily married? If it's so discouraging, what's the right way? The right way, Rabotai, is first of all, when a person wants to get married, he has to accept on himself, I am nothing. I have no ego. I'm nothing. I'm not handsome. I'm not pretty. I'm not rich. I'm not smart. I'm not important. I'm not a king. I'm a servant. I came to help. I came to give. I don't expect anything. That's how you're going to be successful. Why are you getting married? To make her happy. What? You're normal? She should be a slave. What do you mean make her happy? She's a woman. No. What? You're washing dishes for her? You're bringing the kids? You're helping her with the kids? You're picking them up? What's wrong with you? You're working so hard in the business. You come to give. Both sides comes to give, it will work. Both sides come to take, it will fail. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, no criticism. You can't criticize people today. You criticize a woman once, twice, 3 times, you're done. That's it. She already doesn't want to live anymore. Definitely not with you. Don't criticize unless if it's really, really urgent. For instance, toys are everywhere. No problem. House is very dirty. No problem. Food is not ready. Dinner is not ready. Ma, I'm Bukharian. She's not going to make me hot meal? Yes. Take pretzels with hummus. Eat. A little bit tomato. Baruch Hashem. Go. Don't make big deal out of it. Keep the option to criticize for what's really urgent. That she walks out to the street naked, a mother of your children. For that, you'll be able to talk. If every little thing you criticize her, then she doesn't care what you say. Speak about her that she's Mechalel Shabbat. For that, you should scream. Not for this shtuyot. Dinner, what? You're not making. You do. Shtuyot akol. What do you care? So you eat something else. Take a pita, put cold cuts inside, and eat. What's the big deal? Go to downstairs, take a slice of pizza, and eat. People are making big deals out of nothing. Nothing. Plus, many men is very stingy. Making fortune, don't want to give their wife anything. Rabbi, my husband give me allowance, $250 a week. Am I allowed to give donation from it? You cannot give donation from your husband's money? Yeah. So this 250 is for you, personal money? No, it's for me and for the children. 250 for everyone? Yes, and also for the shopping. You're laughing? She lives in a $5 million home, and the rich husband give her $200-300 a week allowance. He make $1 million a year or more, and he gives her $300. Why? As far as he's concerned, she should die. Definitely she doesn't know how much he has. She doesn't know how many bank accounts he has. She doesn't have anything on her name. Of course, the house will never be on her name, even if her father brought the money. Why? Then they want to be happily married. Before the marriage started, he already showed her what she's worth for him. You understand? Sometimes it's the other way around. The women puts the men down. You loser, look at your brother. Look at my in-law, my sister-in-law. She moved into her new home and we're still stuck in this garbage home. You loser. Why didn't I marry your brother? Then she wonder why she has a horrible life. In order for a person to be happily married, he has to eliminate himself. The Gemara says, one wife was very bad to her husband. They come to the rabbi, Rabbi, why are you still keeping her around? Why did he say, it's enough that she raised my children and she saved me from the sin. She comes from the mikveh, I'm able to be with her 2-3 times every month. It saves me from the sins. It gives me strength to go 1 more month without making sins. She raised the children, she dressed them, she makes them breakfast, lunch, whatever, she takes them to the bus. What else do I want? This is a rabbi that probably 1,000 other wives would die to be his wife. We're talking 2,000 years. They mention in the Gemara, the most righteous people. He could have said to her, by the way, back then they could have married another woman with no problem. So, oh, that's how you treat me? No problem. Here is the room. Stay right here. Marry another woman, 10 years younger, 20 years younger. She gets her bigger punishment, biggest. But he say, it's enough, she saved me from the sin, she raised the children, I have nothing else to say. But she doesn't cook, no problem. She doesn't clean, no problem. Save me from the sin, raise the children, everything else is extra. But on the other hand, I didn't say that's the right way. I know the women now say, Baruch Hashem, I got rid of all the cooking now. No. The wife of a job, or the job of the wife is to cook every night, is to clean every day, is to do the shopping, is to help with the errands, is to be a real help. Ezer kenegdo. Ezer kenegdo means an assistant in front of the men. That's why Hashem made a woman in first place. So a woman doesn't want to do what Hashem purposed her for. He created her for this purpose. She does not want to fulfill her purpose because there is something new in the 21st century. What is it? Feminism. No religion came to the world. We live in such a rotten world that the laws of the Torah, nobody cares about it anymore. Germany, a woman is in charge. United States, also a woman is in charge soon. The whole world, women will take over. But the Torah says woman cannot be a leader. The Torah says she's not allowed to be a commander. She's not allowed to be a king. She's not allowed to be in control, president. She's not allowed, the Torah says. The Torah says treat her as a queen. Yes. Buy her gifts. Yes. Give her rights. Yes. Give her love. Yes. Millions of things the Torah says about the women. One thing the Torah doesn't want, that they will be in control. There's reasons for it. The psychology of a woman works different than a man. It's not an embarrassment. People look at that as a derogatory thing. Everyone with his specialty. Some things that the woman has, the man doesn't have. The Torah would say, you cannot do what she can do. But the people look at that is, you're going to decide, you primitive people will tell us who's going to be in charge and who's not. So what do? They destroy the world. To be happily married, first of all, don't only choose beauty. Beauty is important. A person, before he gets married, he must make sure that the person that he's about to marry, or she, is attracted in their eyes. Don't ever agree to marry someone you're not attracted to. Physically. Even if he's the most righteous person in the whole world. Number one most holy righteous person. But he is not so pretty, ugly, or she's ugly, whatever the case is. In your eyes. It's all relative, depends. For some people he's handsome, for others he's ugly. Fine, it's a matter of taste. No one is allowed to be pushed. No one is allowed to listen to the pressure. get married, it will be better later on. Don't worry, you're gonna get used to each other. It's not working in this generation. I'm telling you, for 100 cases, maybe 2 or 3 times it's gonna work. 95 times it won't work. 97 times it won't work. Rabbi, I marry him, but I don't like him. So why you married him? My parents pressured me. Why? Because I was 25, I was at home. They were afraid I would never get married. Better to stay single than to marry a man you don't like. It's a nightmare. To live with someone 30 years in the same room? You hate him, you cannot even look at him? Come on, what is this? It's a torture. In today's generation, to do such a thing to your daughter or to your son, to force them to live with someone they don't like, the Stipler, the holy Stipler 40 years ago, the generation was 100 times better than today. He say, if there is a rejection, you cannot get married. If there is a doubt, you cannot get married. If there is no rejection, but there's also not such a great attraction, but you're not disgusted from her, or she's not disgusted from him, meaning after 3-4 times they date, something may click. You know what? I fell in love with him. I like his personality, his charisma, I don't know, his brilliance, whatever. It's not only the look. There's other things in life. But if the people have no attraction, they're not allowed to get married. It's a disaster. They're going to suffer. It's going to reflect on the children. It's going to be a disaster. It's called Ben Snua. Ben Snua, he hates her and he brings children to the world with her. Because he has no other woman. What is he going to do? That's his wife. He hates her and he brings children to the world. It's called Ben Snua. The Gemara writes horrible things about it. And today, Shatchanim, they want to make money. And they want to close the deal. It's good for the reputation. Because somebody asked him, tell me, you're 20 years a Shatchan. How many Shidduchim you made? You are going to be the first one. He doesn't want to get to that situation. So they have the pressure to perform. But what, you're going to put two people together to suffer for the rest of their life? How can you sleep at night? I got my $10,000. What do I care? You understand what's going on? Sometimes rabbis wants to find him a shidduch. Michal, hi, it's Rabbi X. I have a great shidduch for you. A guy, come to my office. I want to introduce him to you. She's 25, he's 60. Rabbi, something is wrong with me? No, he's a very big tzaddik. You have no idea. You're going to be a queen. He has a nice house here. You're going to have maids. He's going to buy you everything you want. You travel, you see the world. He's not such a bad guy. He's athletic. He runs 5 feet every day. From the bed to the bathroom. Rabbi, you can be my grandfather. No, it's okay. No, it's not. Where does it say in the Torah it's not allowed? Why is so anxious to find him shidduch? He just wrote him a very nice check to the shul. $500,000 check. Or he will write. Or he say, Rabbi, find me shidduch, $50,000 I give. Yalla, but find me something good. Something better I can find myself. Corruption, 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 again and again, everywhere you go. That's how it goes. So first of all, before we ask mechila from people, before Rosh Hashanah, who should we ask mechila from? From your own wife, and from your own husband, and even from your children. How many times you abuse your children? How many times you embarrass them in front of the guest in Shulchan Shabbat? How many times the Rebbe called to say something and you say something you're not supposed to do and you ruin the reputation in class? How many times you say to them something in front of their friends when they bring friends to the house? Learn from your friend. At least he dressed like a human being, not like you. And he looks at his friends, what a kind of a father I have, look. So, when we come to ask for mechila, first thing from the closest people to us, wife, children, parents, brothers, sisters, neighbors. Most important thing, if you did something against your own rabbi, you have to ask mechila. People in the yeshiva also have to ask mechila. You have roommate, you wake them up many times, you make noise. You move things. You know, roommates, it's very difficult not to disturb each other. You have to ask for mechila. Someone you spoke Lashon Hara, we already covered that. But I want to conclude, and with this we will finish. In Shalom Bayit of the people, first of all, you have to learn a lot about the topic before you get married. You didn't learn before, learn while you're married. There are books about it. Some of the books are not good. There is one book out there that basically says that the woman is allowed to do whatever she wants, except everything. It's not good. It's not a good book. It's against the Torah. That book caused many people to get divorced. You have to know which book to get. There are good books by Rabbi Simcha Cohen in Hebrew. I don't know in English. I'm not such an expert in English books. Rabbi Simcha Cohen, he wrote good books about marriage, about giving compliments to each other, respecting each other. Person has to work on himself, on his midot. If you want your marriage to be successful, you must correct your horrible traits. If you're angry, you cannot be a good husband, or you cannot be a good wife. You're jealous, you have stinginess, laziness. This is destroy the marriage. You have to work on your personality. A woman must do everything she can to be pretty for her husband. Her husband must do everything he can to look nice for his wife. It's true that by the women, beauty is more important than by the men. Everybody knows it. But it doesn't mean that by the men it's not important. If she met you when you're 170 pounds and 2 years after the wedding you already became a barrel of wine, it disturbs her and it ruins the marriage. And if anyone tell you otherwise, they just don't understand what's happening today in the world. They don't see what I see. I see it everywhere I go. It disturbs the wives. Rabbi, I met him. He was like a deer, you know? Like this, coming from basketball. Now, finally 10 minutes until he climbed to the upstairs. Why? He doesn't take care of his health. No exercise. That's one thing. Women don't have permission to gain weight. I'm very sorry. It's mamash against the Torah. They don't have permission. Rabbi, my husband already, we met each other. We don't need to find another shidduch. It's a mistake. Many husbands include the most religious communities. They come to cry that they cheat because they are disgusted from the way their wife looks. The most religious people. Why? Because it's written in the Gemara 2,000 years ago. The grandson of Chonia Ma'agel, Abba Chilkiah, they sent him 2 people from the Bedin to speak to Hashem to bring rain. He was a very important rabbi. He speaks to Hashem, the rain begin. So when they went to his home, the wife came out, lipstick, she's dressed very nice to her husband. Hi, my husband. So the 2 rabbis, they said to him, what's going on here? Why, your wife couldn't wait for you upstairs? She has to come to the street to welcome you, and she put a show. What is this? So what did he answer? People read Gemara and don't understand what they read. He answered, she is becoming beautiful for me every day when I come home, that I will not look at other women. And this is a person that all the rabbis in the world combined cannot reach his level. All of them together. So who's going to tell you otherwise? This is 2,000 years and it's in a Talmud. It should have been the biggest embarrassment to write such a thing. If I would write it in a book about Rav Ovadia, what's going to be with me tomorrow? If I'll be able to show my face ever again, it will be a miracle. You wrote such a thing about such a rabbi? That he needs his wife to be pretty for him, that he doesn't look at other women. But it's written in the Amorah in the Gemara. Mechayem etim. The grandson of Chonia Ma'agel, what do you think, it's a joke? Why your wife is beautiful for you, that I don't look places, especially today with the internet, I don't have to tell you what's happening there. So all the women who think that once they got married, they are set for life, it's a big mistake, it's not true. Men and women has to be clean. Showers every day, even in the winter. even if you did not sweat, the body releases all kinds of chemicals and poison from the food. That's what it is, and the body smells, and when the hair become greasy, and people have all kinds of pimples on their face because they're not clean, and on the rest of their body, and it disgusts people. Sometimes people come to speak to me, I reach Shir Lamalo that I will survive the next 5 minutes from the smells that comes out of their mouth. They don't take care of their gums, they don't brush their teeth, they have infections, you smell it, you want to vomit. And then I wonder to myself, the wife of this person has a very special place in heaven. She has to keep up with this. People, they think that by being religious you become an animal. That's not how it goes. The person has to be clean, showers, clean all the time, clean his teeth, clean his gums, clean his clothes. Some people take shower every day, but they never change the jacket 5 years. With the humidity here, you smell it? התגדל והתקדש ורבה. Right away. Rabbi, he takes a shower every day, but what about the jacket? Needs to wash it, dry clean, something. People must change socks at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. Yes, you don't take in the summer socks and wear the same socks after you sweat 5 hours in the shoes in 93 degrees, 80% humidity. People has to change their sheets, their blankets, they have to do laundry, they don't wear the same thing, the color it's already brown. Still wearing it. 6 weeks the same shirt. Stain from the Osvo of Shabbat. Okay, this Shabbat you stuck, you cannot clean. But how come it's the same stain next Shabbat? Not because the wife don't do laundry. He doesn't want to put it in the laundry. Why? Because he's not a clean person. It's not clean. Do you understand? So that's what's going on here. People are destroying their own marriages with ignorance. You must be clean. If you need haircut, you take haircut. If your wife doesn't like long beard, trim it. If she doesn't like any beard, shave it. At all. Don't make a bushy beard and make her suffer and ruins your marriage. It's Shalom Bayit. It's 1,000,000 times more important than a beard. There's no obligation to grow a beard. No obligation. People brainwash the people. Beard, beard, beard. There's no halacha to grow a beard. There's only halacha not to shave with a razor. That's it. If Hashem wanted so important that everyone who has a bushy beard, He would make a law. No one is allowed to touch or to trim the beard. But that's not the law. The law is not to cut the beard with razor. Meaning other ways it's allowed. Kabbalah? You want to be Kabbalistic? Come to me, I'll give you the list of the Zohar. Let's see you living one day according to it. When it comes to the beard, everyone became a Kabbalist. But the Zohar said that if you walk 4 steps when you wake up without Netilat Yadayim, you have to put to death. Death penalty. You makpid on this? I can show you hundreds of other things in the Zohar that if you're going to try to live like this one day, you jump from the window. Rabbi, let me go back to be Chiloni. There's no obligation. Your husband is a big chacham, it's important, he's Rosh Yeshiva, he wants to have a beard. The wife agree, beautiful. Of course, beard is better than not to have a beard. And of course, the longer the better. But if it ruins the marriage, one day that there's no Shalom Bayit, it was not worth to have it for 50 years. If it ruins the Shalom Bayit. Some wives, the other way around, they like long beard. It's a matter of taste. Some people like heavy women. Some people like skinny women. Everyone with his taste. If Hashem made us all the same, the world would be very boring. Some people like hair, and some people like hair, and some people like hair. It's a matter of taste. But what he likes, if he won't get, he won't be happy. He won't be happy, he will never have Shalom Bayit. He will never have it. So enough with all these superstitious, all kinds of false beliefs. In Shalom Bayit, you know what? I saw an answer this Shabbat. I'm not telling you it's the law, but I want you to get at least an understanding. One Talmid Chacham wrote an answer. A husband wants to be with his wife intimately, but the light stayed on. It's not sanua where the light is on. It says they have to do it in the darkness. In the middle of the day, if they don't have a choice, they have to be with a blanket. Okay, there's halachot. So what happened? Because there's a light, the wife hinted to him that she wants to be with him. It's an obligation in a ketubah. How many men knows that the day they get married, they sign an ketubah to give her a house, to give her clothing, to give her food, attention, love, and intimate relationship anytime she wants? He is obligated. Just like putting tefillin. You obligated? Yes. You obligated to be with her. Moshe, I'm waiting home for you. He got the point. Today she doesn't have headache, so she wants him to come home. No, I'm going to play basketball with the guys. Again basketball? That's it. You don't need more than that. She asked, again what? Again basketball? No problem. I'm making a U-turn. Why? She asked. This is an obligation from the Torah. If you don't do it, it's like not putting tefillin today. I'm with the friends. We're going to smoke hookah in Astoria. That's where religious people go to smoke hookah. The generation we live in. Rabbi, we keep Shabbat. What kind of a fun is this? His wife at home. One Shalom Bayit case they came. You know what she said? We are married for 1 year. He has not been at home even one night. How can it be? Not coming home one night. Sometimes he stays late at work, then when he's not late at work, he goes to his mother, then he goes to friends. He never comes home. So he didn't want a wife, he wanted a maid. Tricked her. He got a maid for free. So the rabbi wrote an answer. What's the answer? If the wife on Shabbat wants to be with him, but there's a light, they need to shut the light and there's no go around. To tell him, Chris, it's very sunny here in the middle of the room here. I don't know what's going on here. He got the point. So he shut the light. So they say that this Chacham wrote that he's allowed to shut the light with his elbow on Shabbat. Why? Because it's mitzvah de Rabbanan. When you do it b'shinui, it's called trei de Rabbanan, to keep an obligation that you have right now from the Torah. I'm not telling you it's the halacha. You want to know if the halacha or not? Ask a posek. But I'm just showing you that what is the obligation when it comes to Shalom Bayit. It's mamash mitzvot from the Torah. People don't understand it. A person abuses his wife, he cares her. Do you know what a sin is this? There's no end to his punishment. Person slap her. Person torture her. Doesn't let her buy anything. Make her upset at home all day. All the time take his parents' side against his wife. It's a criminal. It's a criminal. Just like Mechalel Shabbat. Because the Torah says, "V'azav et aviv ve'imo ve'davak be'ishto." You're not doing it, you're a criminal. The Torah says, the day you got married, your wonderful father that bought you a beautiful home here, and your mother that gave her life for you. No disrespect, of course, they're wonderful people, righteous, they devoted, all perfect about them. The minute you came under the chuppah, that second you put the ring on your wife's finger, your parents moved to the second and the third place. Your wife is first place, your father second place, and your mother third place. This is how it goes. If you take your father before your wife, you're a criminal. You're violating the rules of the Torah. Your father that raised you, you work for him in a business. He threatened you, I'm going to fire you if you don't listen to me. You're not allowed to listen to him. You have to go with your wife. Your wife comes before your parents. Same thing the wife, needless to say. She gets married to a man, she cannot tell him, my father wants this, my mother wants this. He shouldn't care what they want. He has to care what they want. And then if it's working out with the parents, beautiful. Why to upset the parents? If you can make everyone happy, beautiful. But if you want to go here and her parents wants over there, She has to go with her husband, not with her parents. This is a part of the obligation when you get married. This is a part. Of course, husband and wife, they have to find a way to compromise with each other, not to fight about everything. The last thing, they must have a rabbi they both trust that doesn't want them to come to charge them money every time they come for Shalom Bayit, that he does it because he cares about people. The rabbi that has time for people, some rabbis don't have time. They may be wonderful, but they don't have time for you. You need someone that is available. You can come, knock on their door, Rabbi, we have a big problem, we need you to help. Okay, come at 2, come at 3, come now. You need someone. You need someone you both trust. If it's your rabbi and she doesn't like him, it's not the right one. If it's a rabbi and you don't like him, it's not the right one. Find someone that you both agree on. You don't suspect him, that he takes sides. Make sure, someone that is objective. Every time you come into a fight, you stop the fight. Let's not fight. Let's call the rabbi. She wants to go Rosh Hashanah to her parents. He wants to go to the hotel. So they call up the rabbi. He listens to the story. Why you want to go here? Why you want to go here? What's this place? Which place is more modest? Where is going to be a better shul, better minyan, chazan, whatever. He gets the whole picture. He says, today, this time, you do like her. Tomorrow, you do like him. And the problems are over. You have a mediator. He's going to save a lot of the fights. Most of the fights come from ego. Not because it's important to you. It's just to put her down. You don't really care. You even enjoy by her parents. But it just bothers you that she dominates your life. Because of that, you're going to suffer to put her down. Why? Ego. Ego. It's all about pride. I'm the boss. It's all about this. When it comes to the house, the wife is in full control. What kind of cabinets, what kind of refrigerator, dishwasher, tiles, couches, whatever she likes, this kind of chandelier, this kind of, even if you hate it. She's in the house, it's not your territory there. You worry about what's in your office. The wife, she's in charge of the house. What clothes to get to the children, what color, don't push your nose into these things. The man has to be in charge of the children education. Make sure they go to kosher yeshiva, not modern, spoiled, rotten yeshiva like some of the yeshivot we have. That makes more damage than public school, some of them. You have to make sure it's 100% strict, serious yeshiva. Boys separate, girls separate. All these things. If it's a family that is half secular, meaning they're not in a level to be accepted to go to this kind of yeshivot, they're not going to accept them. So you have yeshiva Be'er Agola, they'll do very much to help people to put them, they have boys and girls separate, the same building but separate. They consider it when it comes to tuition, and they accept kids that were in public school. Most yeshivot don't accept. You're not in yeshiva all your life, you cannot get entered. We don't want people with dirty mouth, people with bad habits to come into yeshiva in 8th grade. They're not going to accept them. But they try to do everything they can to accept the kids. Of course, it's better than nothing. What are you going to do? Keep him in public school? But the husband has to be in charge of all this. The husband is in charge of the money, even if the wife makes more money than him. That's the rules. However, clever husband has to give everything he can to his wife to make her always happy. Cleaning lady, no problem. Another dishwasher, no problem. Why? The happier she is, the better your life is. Many husbands were tough with their wives, they pay the price. She survived X amount of years until she had a nervous breakdown. And from that moment on, she couldn't be a wife, she couldn't be a mother. He basically stayed alone for the rest of his life. And had to also take care of her. Today, the women are spoiled. It's not what it used to be. 30, 40 years ago, women used to go to the well and bring water on their back, like this. Bring it, do the laundry by hand, in the sun, hanging it, baking their own bread. Life of a woman was 100 times harder than today. Today, it's a lot easier, but it's very difficult for them mentally. To press on a button of the dishwasher, it's a huge mission for her. Yes, I know you're making a face. Maybe not, you're not like that, but believe me, there are girls that come, I do laundry every other day. Like, whoa, she built the Empire State Building. She press one button here, she move everything to the dryer and press another button. Every other day, doesn't appreciate it. Of course, what are you going to say to you? Big deal, you do laundry? Okay, appreciate the laundry she does. The world is different. Please understand what I say here. For her, it's very difficult. If she grew up in a different climate, different environment, it will be different. But since she grew up here in New York, everything here is nice and easy. Everything here is a shortcut. You have to make her happy. You go tough with her, you will pay the price. Shabbat, you bring a lot of guests, make sure she agree. What do you mean? I want to bring a lot of guests. My parents, my friends, my partner and his wife, the neighbor, this guy doesn't have where to be. No. Don't be tzaddik on your wife's blood. You first ask her, you want guests this Shabbat? Yes. How many? Yes. Who do you want me to bring? Tell me who you like. Whoever you want. Okay, good. How many you want? No problem. But if she say bring 4, and make sure not to bring this guy. Don't argue. She is the chef, she is the waiter, she is the cleaning lady. She has the right to decide who comes and who she's going to serve. You don't make her a servant. We're not living in a Muslim world here. Woman, clean it before I chop your head off. It's not ISIS over here. She has to be happy with the guests. Sometimes it's bad influence on your kids. Even if it's your own father. If he cares and uses a dirty language, it's a very bad influence for the children. You have to think. Bring him somewhere else where the kids are not around or something. Bottom line, you have to be considerate. You don't force anything, because if you do all these things, it adds up to a lot of sins. It's not a joke. Person can make a lot of sins just by the way he behaves to his wife. You understand? Don't be stingy. Stinginess, it's a mental disease. It's lack of faith. Person doesn't have faith in Hashem, so he tortures his family because he's stingy. If doesn't have money, doesn't have money. What can we do? But most of the people, they have money. They're just stingy. They don't want to give. And because of that, everyone around them suffer. If people give a lot to the family, Hashem sends them much more money. But since he see they give nothing, he does not give them. Give. Why Hashem sends you money? Holiday comes in, enjoy it. Everyone is busy saving for 30 years. When the kids will grow up, how I'm going to pay for their college? How you even know they're going to be alive bichlal in 30 years? What's going on here? Enjoy now. Trust Hashem. In 10 years you're going to need something. He's going to send you. He sent you now for a reason, not for keeping it for another 30 years. In 30 years, he'll send you the money you need then. It's written in the Torah. Don't leave man for tomorrow. Eat what I give you today. Tomorrow I'll give you again. You keep for tomorrow, it's a sin. It all became worms. It's written in the Torah. All these things can be learned from the Torah. So, if your wife is tired of washing dishes for 20 people in Erev Rosh Hashanah, she wants to put plastic plates. Come on, it's Yom Tov. What's wrong with you? Shabbat. I don't care. For me, you serve on plastic. But you're going to serve to my father on a plastic plate? Yes. Of course. What's better? She's going to be a cleaning lady in the middle of Shabbat, 2 hours by the sink? Cleaning lady? Bring her a cleaning lady. Then she's going to do on a beautiful china plate. But he sits with his belly, drinking whiskey, eating 5 meals, desserts, everything, and she's stuck, and everyone laughs and enjoy, bismo ishmo. And she's washing over there 3 hours, and then cleaning, and the garbage, and he enjoyed the Effendi, the Muslim sheikh. You understand? I know I drop a bomb on your head tonight, big time. But if you are smart, you will appreciate every word I told you here tonight. If not, what can I do? I'm used to it. But if you're clever, you're going to listen to this lecture at least 2 more times and make a list. And find what mistakes you are doing from the list I mentioned and begin to work on it. Of course, there's much more things I can say. We didn't come here to speak about dating and who to marry. I mentioned it a little bit. For that, I have different lectures. Plus, we gave you here free CDs. I don't know where they put them, but it's around here. Rachamim, you put some CDs here? Yeah, here you go. So you have CDs on the way out you can take. If you want more CDs, I have in a car. Any questions before we finish?
Yes, explain about women, wives have night, girls have night, boys have night.
Girls wants to go out together? If girls wants to go out with friends and they go out to a modest place, they can go out, they can be together, they can talk to each other. Why not? The husband is now makpid that specific night she'll be home, she's allowed to do it. The problem is, God forbid, if they go to a place and they behave like teenagers, married women, sitting there in a restaurant with their wigs, nobody even knows she's married, man looks at them, they're very loud. There are rules how to do it. They can come, they can go out, they can eat dinner together, they can talk. Nothing is wrong with that. If it brings her happiness and give her more strength, you go to do sport, that's her sport. If things are not done modestly, of course it's a problem. More questions? Yeah?
Wasn't she a leader of Amisra?
Who? Dvora, yes. There are some exceptions to the rules. Your question is a famous question. Everybody asks that. There are rules and there are some unique exception to the rules in life. But you don't learn from the exception to the rule. You learn from the written rule. And the written rule is what I said before. Any more? Thank you for the person who shut the air condition and made it very challenging here. Appreciate it. It's good before Rosh Hashanah. Thank you very much. No problem. Whoever he was, I don't know. It's on? It was much better before, let's say. They get cold. Of course, you come with short sleeves. How are you not going to get cold? Any more questions?
We have 10 commandments here.
Kaved et avicha v'et imecha. No. Respect your parents. Then what?
Where it says wife.
It says in the Torah, ve'azav et aviv ve'imo ve'davak be'ishto. It's a verse in the Torah. Kaved et avicha v'et imecha, single and married. Once you get married, you also have to respect your parents, but your wife comes first. If you don't understand it, you go against the rules of the Torah. Any more questions? The ladies are happy. I did the job for you. Thank you very much. Shana Tova to everyone. Kol Tov. Thank you very much. Arvit now. Thanks a lot.
Baruch. I just want to take out more CDs first.
Yeah, go. Where's the copy? You give me back?
Yeah,
I think it's over there. And you can shut the camera. Press the red button. Thank you. Baruch here.